Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 533 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Russia hit with Iskander missile civilian buildings in the city of Zaporizhia, southern Ukraine, reports Ukrainska Pravda. At the moment, it is known about 1 person killed, 9 wounded. In the strike, Russian forces damaged Hotel Raincards, which is popular among the representatives of international organizations, including the UN. Denise Brown, the humanitarian coordinator of the United Nations in Ukraine, condemned the Russian missile attack and said that she herself had stayed in this hotel often. Polish President Andrzej Duda believes that with the amount of weapons that Ukrainian forces now have, Ukraine is not able to change the balance of the war in its favor, reports European Pravda. In an interview with the Washington Post, Duda noted that thanks to the military aid of partners, Ukraine now has a much more modern military potential than Russia, but this is not enough. He stressed that Ukraine needs more assistance. German publication T-Online informs that the German government may soon decide to provide Kiev with Taurus long-range cruise missiles capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 500 kilometers, reports Espresso. According to the media, currently the government office is working on a solution to this issue with the most important ally of Germany and the biggest supporter of Ukraine, the United States. According to information from government party circles, the German Air Force also gave the green light for the supply of German Taurus. Last week, the Chancellor's office received a presentation from the Federal Ministry of Defense summarizing the most important facts about these missiles, availability, risks, effectiveness of the weapon. As the publication notes, this decision may lead to the supply of not only Taurus cruise missiles but also American ATACMS missiles. As several Social Democrats confirmed to T-Online, a coordinated approach, especially with the US, is a necessary condition for the Chancellor to agree to new weapon systems for Ukraine. Earlier, the US refused to send long-range ATACMS missiles to Ukraine despite numerous requests. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, in the apps where you are listening to this podcast: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to learn about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. The US intends to increase the production of 155mm projectiles to 80,000 per month due to the need that arose in them with the beginning of Russia's war against Ukraine, reports Ukrinform. The Pentagon spokesperson General Patrick Ryder informed that as of today, the US has handed over 2,155mm shells to Ukraine since the start of hostilities in 2022. We have also rapidly increased production of 155mm ammunition from 40,000 per month in February 2022 to approximately 24,000 per month now, and we plan to do more than 80,000 per month next year, said the general. Ryder emphasized that this ammo is consumed quickly and their supply is not unlimited. Estonia announced its plans to transfer 150 pieces of small arms and ammunition for them to Ukraine, reports LBUA. According to Estonian Defense Minister Hanno Pevkur, it is necessary to support Ukraine against Russian aggression. Estonia has already provided Ukraine with more than 400 million euros in military aid, which is more than 1% of its GDP. Earlier, Tallinn transferred to Kyiv Javelin anti-tank missiles, howitzers, artillery ammunition, anti-tank mines, anti-tank grenade launchers, mortars, vehicles, communication equipment, field hospitals, medicines, personal protective equipment, and rations. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, a non-commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.